What's going on, guys? My name is Devlin, and it has been a long time since you guys have heard a straight up old fashioned Call of Duty commentary from me. Now, you'll probably notice right away that Call of Duty Ghosts is out, but I'm posting a video from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which may be a little confusing, but the fact of the matter is I don't have a capture card anymore, as some of you may know. Those of you who are still sticking around, my capture card broke quite a while ago, so I either rely on getting gameplay from the PC now, or using a camcorder to actually record my television screen. I did that a couple of times, but that's not exactly the greatest. Or I can rely on some wonderful people that I have met through the internet, such as a video game channel. His name is Justin, and this is the second time now that he's recorded a batch of videos for me. So thank you very much, dude, and everybody who watches this in video, or might even get eight or so minutes of enjoyment out of it. You guys can thank Justin for that, because he is making shit happen. That is what he's doing. So yeah, man, thank you very much. But yeah, Ghost doesn't have theater mode, is what I was trying to work my way into there. Ghost doesn't have theater mode, so there's no way I can get any footage recorded from that game unless I use the camcorder, which I don't think is the best. And look how crisp and nice this looks. This is fantastic. And look at that beautiful gold Remington with that beautiful Link, that 8-bit Link emblem on there. That is one thing that I miss so much about the older CoD games, is the shotguns. I am a huge fan of pump action shotgun gameplay. I like watching it. It's my favorite thing to watch. I like doing it. It is like my favorite thing to do. I find it to be the most fun thing to do in CoD. I realize that it can be a little annoying to other people, because any weapon that can kill you in one hit before you really have a chance to react is sort of annoying, and I realize that, but I just love using the shotgun in Call of Duty games. I love the fast pace. I love the sort of suspense that occurs every time you go around a corner. You don't know if there's going to be nobody there, if there's going to be like 5 guys there, and you have like this crazy opportunity to make some amazing thing happen. So it's definitely by far my favorite thing. And unfortunately, the shotguns in Call of Duty Ghosts, if any of you have used them, are just awful. They're really, really bad. There's a pump action shotgun called the FP6, which is supposed to have, I believe, the most one-shot potential of all the shotguns, and you still get some pretty ridiculous hit markers from very, very close ranges with that gun. And you couple that with the fact that the maps in Call of Duty Ghosts are just enormous. They are really not very viable to use. I've actually, since then, I've come back to Black Ops every now and then just to throw on my Remington and my C4 and run around and have some fun and cause some mayhem. But I guess what the majority of this commentary will be devoted to is Call of Duty Ghosts, because that's sort of like the big thing right now in the COD community, obviously. And I just thought I would sort of give my thoughts on it and let you guys know how I feel so far, thus far, with the amount of time. I've got maybe between a day and a half of playtime on there at this point, with the campaign completed on Veteran, which I always try and bang off in the first few days of getting the game. What I'm going to talk about first are the things that I'm not necessarily crazy about, and I know these things have probably been said to death at this point by all the different Call of Duty commentators out there, and I'm probably just rehashing a lot of stuff right now, but what the hell, I figured. Everyone's got that sort of obligatory, this is the new COD, here's what I think about it video that they've got to produce. So this is going to be mine. And let's start with the spawns in this game. I probably don't need to go into this too much for the people who have played this game, because it's pretty apparent right off the bat, as soon as you start playing, that the spawn system is just awful. It's really, really bad. Free-for-all has been my favorite game type, like head and shoulders above all the other game types since Call of Duty 4, when I first started playing any first-person shooters online. I love the free-for-all game type. It's fast-paced, it's fun, and you don't have to rely on anybody. It's just kind of like all you. Call of Duty Ghosts has made me hate free-for-alls. The spawns are bad everywhere in that game, but it just takes it to a next level in terms of how horrendous they are in free-for-alls. You'll spawn in at the beginning of a free-for-all, and there will be 4 or 5 people who can all see each other. And the people who get gunned down, who are given the most unfortunate position during that spawn, will often again spawn right into the mix of things and just get killed over and over. And unless you play very, very, we'll call it defensively, for those of you who still watch Hutch, he's gotten a few chem strikes, or at least 25 kill streaks on free-for-all game types, but he does so playing very, very defensively and locking down a position. And while normally that style of play I find very frustrating and I don't really like, I can totally see why he does it, because if you don't take that approach in Call of Duty Ghosts on a free-for-all game type, you are just going to rack up deaths that you really have no control over and no way to prevent. So the spawn system is something that I think needs a big tweak. I think that needs to be fixed in a hurry, would be best. Another thing that I'm not too crazy about is it kind of goes back to some of the older Infinity Ward titles where the guns don't require a whole lot of gun skill. And by that I mean they have fairly high damage, and the kick on them is super manageable, and it's not really hard to control your guns. And what ends up happening when that is the case is you get killed very quickly by everybody. Normally you get used to playing Call of Duty and taking a shot or two and being able to, as long as your reactions are good enough and your map position is strong, you can sort of hit the dirt and get behind cover or work your way around a corner, and you can survive the initial blind side of somebody, not in all cases, but in many cases, and kind of come back around at a different angle and actually have a shot of winning that engagement. But I find in this game that it doesn't matter how far somebody is away. If they get the drop on you, if they see you and you don't see them, you just die. And while you still have that same advantage over other people, it's ultimately going to lead to more frustrating deaths. Again, as I mentioned earlier, deaths that you really have no control over, and there's nothing you can do really to prevent them. Because it doesn't matter how good your movement is in a map, somebody's going to catch you off guard now and then, and your chances of surviving that encounter are just next to none. The maps, everybody has already said, the maps are huge, which the maps I have a mixed bag approach to the maps. I don't like the fact that there are so many different levels. Like a lot of the maps you can go on like a first floor, second floor, third floor, in some cases even like a fourth floor, and there's so many places to post up in a window at a super high altitude that can be really annoying. But they've also added a lot of flanking routes, which kind of suits my style of play, my fast aggressive style of play. And once you learn the maps, they become a lot more manageable, but you're bound to become frustrated by them when you first start playing them and you're not comfortable with them. Holy smokes, this game is almost over. Camping is really prevalent, which I don't like, but that's more of a community problem, and quickscoping I believe is still around, because one time I picked up someone's sniper rifle while I had the sleight of hand, or not sleight of hand, the perk that makes you ADS faster, and I'm pretty sure that bonus applied to the sniper rifles. And I've seen some ridiculous kill cams where people have got that scope up on me really quick. So quickscoping, it's still around. I guess there's a market for it, but I am just kind of tired of the whole quickscoping thing personally. That's the game. This turned into a whole commentary about basically just complaining about Ghosts. What I will do though is I will make another commentary in the very near future talking about the things that I actually like. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and I will talk at you soon. Take care.